Hello, and welcome to the Sofa Talk podcast. I'm your co host, Aster.
I'm your co-host SeVen.
Let's talk it out and lounge it up. We appreciate you listening. This is episode 13, and the title of today's episode is Sofa Sessions Stress Edition. We missed April's Stress Awareness Month, but it's May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. And honestly, stress doesn't care what month it is in on the calendar. Today, we're going to talk about stress because stress is stressing some of us. Welcome back. Why y'all? I was just jamming to that to that music. Talk about stress awareness. I love music. I was moving my body to the beat. But anyways, on a lighter note here, we have to laugh at ourselves because remember how we were supposed to air this episode we're talking about now in April, and we apologize for that in advance. We are sorry for that. We know that some of you are waiting for us, so please forgive us. I told SeVen, I said, SeVen, the people are probably waiting for us. They're waiting for us. They're waiting for our episode. I was like, they're waiting. So thank you all for your patience and for bearing with us and for giving us another chance for us to discuss. But, we have to talk about how life is lifing or has lifed us. We've been going through. We had other obligations that are piled up with us, and we failed at stress management. We make a joke of it. We failed at our own stress management.
Pretty
we,
much.
we didn't get to do the show. We're just trying to get it together, and we're here now. And hopefully there's no mess ups or no errors or glitches with us recording the podcast. Hopefully it all goes through smoothly. Thank y'all.
So yeah, I wanted, what's up heavy? What's heavy on the sofa?
Yeah.
That's what I kind of want to get to. Like, what's really going on?
Yes, what's heavy on the sofa, y'all?
There's a lot of stress, a lot of stuff that's been going on.
Mm-hmm.
Grateful and thankful, but
Mm-hmm.
stress has really been taking over full time, more than ever. Guess we can go ahead and go into this topic.
Yeah.
Stress is universal, but the flavor of it can change depending on your background. We're both part of the Black community.
Yep, we're Black.
Do you think that there is certain expectations when it comes to how Black people handle their stress or cope?
You know what? That is a good question. And thank you for bringing that up because that question is really good. So let me speak from a Black woman's perspective. And I'm sure, and like I said, if you're from a different background that is not of the Black race or African American community, just remember, again, we're here to educate and relate. Just hear us out because you may know somebody that's going through it. And this is educational insight on your part.
Yeah.
Just learn from us. So you can see where we're coming
It's not
from.
black or white type of thing,
Exactly.
guys. It's just, we're just coming from
our perspective,
yeah.
how we feel, from our viewpoint. Because remember, stress doesn't have a color.
Nope.
It's like SeVen said, it's universal.
Absolutely.
So let me speak on this. So we got let me tell you one thing. The whole strong Black woman ideology or that persona, that could affect how Black women deal with stress. Okay, I'm going to go there because when you are the strong Black woman, the word is strong is in that word. Strong Black woman, that describes a Black woman as being strong. That means you're not supposed to be weak at all. You're supposed to be strong. So then it could also come off as kind of like negative because when you have the strong Black woman, usually the strong Black woman is boisterous, aggressive, opinionated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that might be how she may have to appear to the world. Maybe that could be a form of lashing out
Mm-hmm.
with her stress that she's dealing with. And
Mm-hmm.
that's coming out that way by being strong, opinionated,
Mm-hmm.
verbally abusive,
Mm-hmm.
verbal, I should say, not in a positive way sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So that can go with that, So I don't really consider myself like, I don't really use the strong Black woman
Mm-hmm.
phrase on myself, but I know like my mom, I would call her a strong Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know if I should be careful using that word because there is a negative connotation behind it, as I
I
mentioned,
was going to
right?
say that I feel
It,
like it's now, Black women can't even say that, and
mm-hmm.
and be voice, use their voice and say I'm a strong Black woman, because it has turned into a negative
It's
thing.
been
When you
negative.
hear that,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, she's this, she's that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's just meaning like you are strong, strong Black woman. You have
Mm-hmm.
beat the odds
Mm-hmm.
that have come against you.
You're still
You're
standing.
still standing.
Mm-hmm. You're still
Black
navigating.
still navigating. Black
Mm-hmm.
women tend to go through a lot,
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mainly out of all the races, I would definitely say. I don't know the studies and all and the
Mm-hmm.
statistics and
Oh,
all
we're
that,
not getting
but
into that
we're
today.
not going to even go there. But
Mm-mm.
from just my personal experience of what I know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Black women definitely get the end of the stick, and this goes all the way to the back of the beginning of
Of
time.
time.
So it's sad that they can't. I know a lot of Black women that still will say it. I'm a strong
Mm-hmm.
Black woman,
Mm-hmm.
but I see where you're coming from. It's like some Black women don't want to be vocal and come out and say I'm a
Mm-hmm.
strong Black woman, or that,
Mm-hmm.
because it's turned into a negative thing. So I understand where you come from with that.
It's turned into a negative thing, and also too, we've been taught to be strong. That's
Mm-hmm.
all we know. We've been taught to be
Mm-hmm.
strong as women and as a race. We've been taught to be strong and independent, and also self-sacrificing. I think that's something else too that
Mm-hmm.
we had to put ourselves in the end or on the back burner. That's
I
huge.
think when it
That's
comes,
something
I
big.
think when it comes to the whole strong Black woman thing,
Mm-hmm.
everything behind it, I think that's something that was instilled. So it's like you don't really,
Generational.
yeah. So
Okay.
I don't even think that it has to be said,
Mm-hmm.
because I just think that they naturally know that. That's what that's what they were
Mm-hmm.
taught,
Mm-hmm.
as young girls, and they see the grandmoms,
Yeah,
they
they
see
see,
the
yes,
mothers, the
yes,
aunts, sisters,
examples,
they see
yes.
all those examples,
Mm-hmm.
and then history and all of that. So you really don't have to say it. I just think people say it just,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like how could I even put it? But it's kind of like a kudo type of thing. It's like I'm, like if somebody says,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you're
Mm-hmm.
beautiful" or something like that. So it's
Like a
like a
compliment.
compliment. There you
Yes,
go.
yes.
So when somebody says, "You're a really strong Black woman" or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, it's a compliment, but it also has turned into a negative also too.
It's also an emotional trap.
That part too.
That's an emotional strap. I'm sorry, I said strap, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional trap. It's
Yeah.
emotional trap. Um, with that, it creates like a vulnerability where we can't show sadness
Mm-hmm.
or exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the big part of that? You come off as a weak woman,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
To hear strong, it's powerful,
Mm-hmm.
empowering.
Mm-hmm.
But when you display or act weak, that means that you're not
Exactly.
strong.
Yeah.
That's the
Mm-hmm.
opposite.
Yeah.
You're not strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be stressful
I
for
say,
Black
yeah.
women. Um,
It's like you gotta keep up that image with that strong Black woman
yes,
thing. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
It could lead to stress and burnout.
It definitely can.
And it could have a physical toll on your mental health and on your physical, your body as well,
Mm-hmm.
because there's no room to say that I'm overwhelmed and I need support, which creates again what we're talking about, good old stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
You're right.
because you're trying to fight through, you're strong, you're winning, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing it, but you're also battling. You have an internal battle that you're facing.
I also feel, even with males in general, men in general,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely Black men, we are definitely under distress because once again, just kind of like how, women have that same feeling too. You have to be a strong black man. You have
Yes,
to
you hear
be,
that too.
you have to be all these things. And I get it. I've heard it all my life, and I even preach it too. And me and you've had our own private conversations about how I personally feel, men should carry themselves, how men should do things accordingly, and all that stuff like that. I'm big on being a leader, especially when you are a man that has a family or all that stuff like that. And I personally feel like you do have to conduct yourself a certain way. However, I I feel like men and black men, especially black men, excuse me,
Go
black
ahead.
men are under a lot of pressure and stress because it's like you don't want, as a man, you don't want to be called anything less
Then
than
a
a
man.
man. You
Yes,
know what I
yes.
mean?
Okay.
And so you have these pressures and this stress of, you know, wanting to be the provider, being the hustler, you
Mhm,
know,
mhm,
being
mhm.
the just Superman, Batman. You're
Yes,
all these
yes.
things, and I think the just the human race in general tends to forget that men, we're human beings too. We're allowed to be vulnerable. We're allowed to
Mhm,
get stressed. We're allowed to
mhm,
cry. We're allowed
mhm,
to, have a moment and all that stuff like that.
mhm,
And yeah, it doesn't have to be all, all out there and everybody's seeing what you're going through.
mhm,
That's up to you. I'm one of those type of men. Everything ain't for everybody, but I
mhm,
do share when I'm in those moments because I'm not a person that likes to sit
mhm.
in dark situations
Or misery.
or misery
Mhm,
or just all over the place, mentally and emotionally and spiritually. So I'd like to talk about those things. And I'm glad in in my relationship, me and you talked about this
mhm,
too. And
mhm,
even in my relationship, my fiance offers that space of
mhm,
vulnerability.
mhm,
And I
mhm,
appreciate that I don't have to be this macho,
mhm, mhm,
always got it figured out man type of
mhm,
man and all that stuff like that. There's some things around the house that I may can't
mhm,
fix, she
mhm,
can fix,
mhm,
or she's
mhm,
good at, or
mhm,
all of that. But just allowing a man to have that space to kind of like unwind and say, I'm tired, I'm
mhm,
stressed,
mhm, mhm,
I'm burnt out,
mhm,
you know, and just with encouragement, encouragement, kind words, and just certain things can change that whole narrative of that. But I personally do feel that uh black men are under in scrutiny a lot.
I
It's just a lot, and this doesn't take any other men out of this, but I think because of history, for one,
mhm,
I think that's a part in it. Um, Black men have been like the number ones of like when it comes to like fathers to
mhm.
leave or create broken families and all
Or
that, or
incarceration,
incarcerated,
committing crimes.
crime,
Yeah,
dead,
all of that. Yep.
so many things are highlighted on us.
Mhm,
And so the ones that are out there that are trying to best that they don't fall in that category or
mhm,
become a statistic, they
mhm.
fall under pressure
Oh,
too.
okay, I like that. I like how you said that to not become a statistic or
Yes,
the quote unquote uh black average black man,
average black man,
right? Yeah, I
absolutely.
like how you said that.
Yeah,
That
and
made sense. Okay.
and
So they're under
that's a
stress and
stressor too.
pressure.
It's kind of like,
Like,
I have
mhm,
to operate up to other people's standards because
standards.
I don't want
Want to be that black man.
that black man that
Yeah.
what everybody looks at us to be like.
Deep.
And it's unfortunate because even with, black women to a certain extent,
Mhm.
some of them may think that there's no good black men out there, that all the men are the same. All the black men are the same
It's been talked
because
about.
of
Mhm.
the history and track
Mhm.
record
Mhm. Of the black
of the
man.
black men.
Mhm.
And there's there's so many different types of black men, educated,
Mhm.
boss,
Mhm.
just all
Mhm.
smart, kind, loving,
Mhm.
family oriented. There's so many types, different versions of a black man. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
hate that we do have that against us on our back like that.
Mhm.
But I will say this to the black men and all men in general: just keep on doing you, and be the best version of you. Be
Mhm.
the best version of you. And it's one thing when you only have yourself to worry
Mhm.
about. Who
Mhm.
gives a fuck? You do what the hell
Mhm.
you want to do.
That's
Live your
right.
life your
That's
way.
right.
But when you in a position where you're setting
Mhm.
an example and there's people that look up to you
Mhm.
and you're guiding people, and
Mhm.
and you're responsible for other lives and stuff like that, You got to hold yourself accountable, and you have to do things accordingly.
Mhm.
There's no perfect rule book how to be a man,
Or how to be a
but
black
or
man.
be a black
Be a good
man,
black
but
man.
do what you know or do what you think that is best as a
Mhm.
man that you should be doing. And
Mhm.
don't be hard on yourself, and talk about it, because there's so many men nowadays that are suffering with mental
Mhm.
health,
Mhm.
stress, depression,
Mhm.
anxiety, bipolar, drug abuse,
Mhm.
alcoholism. It,
Mhm.
it goes on and on.
Addictions.
Addiction, it just goes on and on, because they don't know, nobody doesn't have that outlet. They don't have that outlet to open up, and they have to keep this hard macho persona.
Yes.
And then people
Yes.
sit back and look and wonder, like, damn, I wonder why he drinks so much. I wonder why
Mhm.
he's
Mhm.
never home. I wonder why he
Mhm.
runs the street. I wonder why he left his, just this and that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And a lot of men are not out there that really want to be a menace. They really don't.
Okay.
They don't want these. A lot of these guys are not like that, but they're running from their issues and their problems. So
Mhm.
talk to somebody, talk to your family or friends or lovers, whoever, therapist or whatever. When you feel some type of way, any of those emotions, let those out. Speak about it. Don't suffer in silence. I'm just big on that. I
Wh-
am.
I was going to ask you, is there anything that the female counterpart can do, whether it's their female friends, their sisters, their mothers,
Be
their
supportive.
lovers,
Because a woman,
for a black man?
a woman's not going to know. But if a woman has had a good experience, especially, okay, it may not be, because you don't want to compare
Mhm.
an ex to a new boyfriend or anything like
Hell
that.
no.
But if you had good male examples in your life, a
Mhm.
father, a
Mhm.
grandfather, an uncle, a
A
brother, a
cousin,
cousin, or
a
a
best
best
friend.
friend or
Yep.
whatever, those are the type of examples. If you see those type of guys, and you realize that these were the type of men that you would,
Mhm.
the way these guys are, this is the type of man that I want to have.
Mhm.
And then you see him lacking, I feel like you could speak up or say certain things or encourage him.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with encouraging somebody, because a lot of men don't know their worth either, just as well as women. So when you got somebody on
Mhm.
the outside looking in and they see the greater in
Mhm.
you,
Mhm.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, a woman definitely can step in, but then you do have hardcore ass women that are kind of like also too, man up, figure it out. You the
You took the
man,
words out of my mouth, because I was going to say, when a man is vulnerable, what do we
Mm-hmm.
consider that? You need, like you said, man up. You are a weak
Weak. You're a
man.
weak
And
man.
that's why I feel bad for men, because they're looked at as being weak.
Yeah, and
So
I
that's
think
a
I
stress,
think
I think, that
and
y'all
I
have.
personally think
Black or white,
black men
Spanish,
definitely get
Indian,
that a
Asian.
lot though,
Yes, yes.
and it's from their own race, honestly.
Ooh, yikes, ladies. Is that
But
true? Is
but
that
I
true?
I don't want to go
Fellas,
there. I don't want to ruffle no
women,
feathers, because, like I
is
said,
that
y'all,
true?
it's not no black and white type of
Mm-hmm.
thing, racial thing. This is just my experience as a black man dealing with personal issues, stressors,
Mm-hmm.
mental health, all those types of things like that. So I'm just speaking from my culture and as me as a black man. This is
Mm-hmm.
nothing against anybody else, because nobody else's stress is bigger than the other. Nobody's problem, issues, whatever you have going on, is no bigger. Everybody is equal in
Is
my
equal.
book. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just speaking from my point of view and my culture, what I've seen and what
Mm-hmm.
I personally even dealt with also
Mm-hmm.
too. But the kind of backpedal on what we were talking about, having that space and being allowed to have
Mm-hmm.
that, especially in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
is extra special. It's it's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's special. You can't mess up on something like that, because even there's guys that are out there that are even single, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, or they don't feel comfortable talking to the homeboys or a
Yeah, I remember
brother
you
or
said,
even their dad.
yes,
We
yes,
talked about that
yes.
before.
You and I
they,
had
they
good
don't
talk about
they don't
that.
have that. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have that in a relationship with somebody, and they're allowing you to have that space and open up and talk about these things, man, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. And I
Mm-hmm.
think it will help heal you, because a lot of us just feel misunderstood, overlooked,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff like that.
So men go by the bro code, the bro
It
code and
is,
with loyalty,
yeah,
but they don't go
yeah,
by the bro code with mental health and with stressors. Am I right on
yeah.
that?
Absolutely, absolutely,
Go me,
absolutely.
go me.
I have a cousin brother that I'm close to, and me and
Mm-hmm.
him, we're blood cousins, but we
Mm-hmm.
act more like brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And me and him he's older than me. He's
Mm-hmm.
45, so he's like 6 or 7 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
But, we me and him both talk about that, and that's one of his issues that he deals with in his actual marriage, that he's not heard or understood. And when he feels that he has to lash out to get his point across, and I always tell him that's not the way to go about it. But if you have to lash out to get your point across, then that's also a problem too.
Is that trying to be a strong man by lashing out?
Well, no, not being a strong man, but he feels that he has to lash out because he's not heard when he's trying to be vulnerable. So if he starts acting erratic or have to yell or argue or curse or whatever, or maybe even toss something around, then that's when it kind of like click. Hey, I'm going through something. Do you see me? Do you hear me? So me and him talk about that a lot also too. And I told him, I said, that's one thing I do appreciate in my relationship, that she does allow me. She has seen pretty much every version of me. Remember me, you talked about that this morning, our personal conversation, that I and that's another thing, Sophie talkers, when you are in a relationship or you're dating or whatever the case may be, or friends and family, this is not even based on relationships, but it is relationships with the people that you're close to. But they should be, if you trust them and love them, because like I said before, everything ain't for everybody.
Yes.
But if you have that relationship with them where you love them and trust them, you should be they should be able to see every side of you, not just a facade. Yeah.
That part. Yes. On that part. On that note.
We was going to mention, some of the stressors that we're dealing with, that we're facing right now.
Hell yeah, I'm going to go on. Y'all, and I said this, ain't shit changed when I talked to y'all a few months ago about my stress. I told y'all a little bit that I was stressed out. Y'all, I'm stressed out like a motherfucker right now. Excuse my language. I am stressed out to the max. On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the greatest and 1 being the lowest, I'm a number 10, y'all. I am stressed out. I'm not gonna sit up here in front, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing with that with y'all, because y'all really don't know me, but y'all going by what I'm telling y'all, and this is some real stuff.
Yeah.
I am stressed out. My stress is through the roof right now. And like I told y'all before, a lot of it is dealing with money. I told y'all last year on one of our podcast episodes that money is could be a trauma for us. The lack of it and things like that. There is trauma with money. And so I'm going through financial things right now. I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. I'm going through financial things right now. I have so much goals. I have the business. I have other endeavors I want to reach, and I am stressed out because I'm trying to get to that. I feel like when I take one step forward, I get pulled back. What else? Y'all, hold on. Let me take my breath real quick. Hold on. Because I needed to talk about this. And like I said, this podcast is my safe space for me to talk. Let me see. I was doing a temp job the beginning of the year, and till they found a replacement for the position. Then I got transferred over to a different department within the company I was temping for, to be only like go after 2 days of working. I wasn't even given a full week. I wasn't even given a full week to get, to see if I get a chance or whatever, if I could really perform the job. And I'm a competent woman. I'm not no dumb woman. That's one thing about me. And I carry myself well, and I'm very professional and poised at the workforce. But I was let go. So talk about stress, because I had, things I want to do with my money and my business and things like that. So I got pulled back. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I'm going through stuff. I'm going through things right now. Bills are piling up. I'm going through things right now. Y'all know I hate the jobs. The jobs is one of my number one stressors. The thought of me even fucking having to work gives me anxiety to the max, and it hurts me to my stomach. It makes me want to cry sometimes. It makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
So the stress is in the jobs. I don't care, in the bills. And I know they say money isn't everything, but honey,
it plays a big part.
It plays a big part. That's my number one stress. It plays a big part, because why, guys? We're not living for free. No. Everything costs money. And y'all, look what's going on in the world that we're in right now. Let's talk about the world, what's going on. Rent's going up. I heard people's mortgages, their property taxes are going up. Car notes are $1,000. I heard childcare. I don't have kids yet, but I heard childcare is a mortgage payment almost, or apartment payment.
A week.
A week. Y'all see the gas, the bills, your utilities, the food, what we need to eat, to consume. We need food. The water's going up. Everything is going up, but the income in our households aren't going up. How are we supposed to stay afloat? Taxes are going up. How are we supposed to manage in this economy, in this day and age that we are living in? That is a stress. That is a stress. That is a stress. I can't anymore. I just can't. And I'm trying to stay afloat amongst all of this that's going on right now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? It's bad. It's bad. And then SeVen had made a good comment. And remember, we're also podcasters, and I guess we could be considered content creators too.
Yeah.
But SeVen made this good comment. I was like, SeVen, I don't know if we should do our own episode on this. But I said, you know what? Let's throw it in here with this stress awareness topic. How content creators, SeVen mentioned how content creators are losing in the end while we have big celebrities taking over content creation. And that's hurting like people like us in our pockets and the other regular people that are not, you know, famous or well known, that are trying to make it too and make a living. That's taken out of their pockets as well.
Yes.
People are doing podcasts. I'm about to say people. Celebrities are doing podcasts. They're doing other stuff.
They're just taking over all the whole content creation thing, and it's been going on. I want to say it's been definitely going on probably since like back in the day, like Vine and all that other stuff like that. But I think when COVID had hit, a lot of people, because people were losing their jobs, people were also home, people were bored, people couldn't go nowhere. So a lot of people start tapping into all these different their creativeness, and they, you know, started doing their things on the internet and social media, and it became like a craze. I thought it was so dope seeing regular people like me on the internet and got followers and views and funny stuff, serious stuff, whatever, you know, just all types of different content, man. And now when I get on, you know, the social medias and some of the platforms, we're seeing these celebrities that have made so much money,
millions of dollars,
and I'm like, you know, it's taken away from these people that are on here that are trying to get a come up and be seen and get or whatever. Money. And I hate it. I see it, especially on like TikTok. Oh my God, I see so many artists on there, and then they're asking for, you know, like badges or gifts. I don't know all the names of it because I don't do all that, but I just peep in, and I'm just like, man. You know, these people that were on here on first, they had a thing going, and some of them didn't even have to work their 9 to 5s anymore. Like this has become their thing and did them really well. And now that a lot of these celebrities are coming on here and taking over, I see a lot of content creators talking about, I have to go back to work, or I'm stressed out, or the money's not coming in like it used to be because, you know, the following, or, you know, people going to this and doing that. And when I sit back and look at it, I said, it's because everybody wants to be on here chatting with the celebrities. We see them in their music videos. We see them in movies. We see them on Instagram. We follow them. We see everything. We even have access to see a lot of some of our celebrities on Snapchat now. Come on.
That's taken out of the stress from us getting this money.
And that's stressful to the content creators.
To the creators. There you go. We're putting y'all on that
too. A lot of them have came up, like they have learned the craft and worked it. And these people were making definitely close, if not 6 figures, close to 6 figures, or a little bit of enough
to quit a bullshit 9 to 5.
I've seen so many talking about how they have bought homes or brand new cars, or they're taking care of this and handling that, or they no longer have to work anymore. You know, and to see these people that have made way more money than these people probably will ever see in a lifetime to get on here, I was just like,
it's not right.
Man, I just don't like it.
It's stressful.
I don't like it.
And look at us. We're a good podcast. We're not big yet, but we will get big. We have a small following, whatever. We do have listeners. I see the analytics. I see the analytics behind the scenes. We do have a few listeners. But that also cuts into us too, and the other people too that are content creators and podcasters that are regular people. Yep.
I agree.
Because we have the celebrities we're competing against. And I always say there's a saying, there's enough bread. I told my sister this with her business and for my business. There's enough bread out here for everybody, but for us to all eat. But sometimes, I'm shut up.
And you know what? I always say that all the time too. I always say there's enough for everybody to get, to get in or whatever. But when you got big time people, like I said, big timers. I mean, these people got huge followings. All of them are very successful. Why are y'all coming over here with the regular people? Let's is where I'm at. Y'all keep y'all celebrity. Y'all keep doing y'all
y'all do
thing.
y'all thing.
But why y'all coming over
let us
here taking over?
let us get our
I
stuff.
see so many
That's right.
actresses, reality stars, movie stars, musicians, podcasters, or they're in the chats and I'm just like, man, like come on. Now don't get me wrong, it's nice to be able to get in and be able to tap in with some of your favorite celebrities. That is cool, right? But in the same token, they're only talking to us because y'all are badging, y'all sending gifts.
Yes, y'all.
Because you think they're gonna sit there on their free time and really have a conversation with any of us regular people?
No, hell no.
No.
And remember, y'all, their money is different from our money. Their money stretches longer than ours.
Absolutely.
I had to say that.
Absolutely.
And what is the stresses? Usually money is our stressors.
Absolutely.
Like I'm going through right now, like I told y'all a while ago. That money shit is a stress. It's a stress.
To elaborate on what you were talking about, like far as your stressors, I don't think mine have gotten that progressive yet, but I feel like the stressors that I am dealing with, y'all, without going too deep or whatever. A lot of it is caused by myself. I'm the problem, and I have sat back and realized that, and that's part of growth. That's part of my reality, and it's also me taking accountability to see that some of the things that I am planting is causing chaos around me or in my life or just in me. I'm not blaming anybody. Nobody's done anything wrong, but I have seen what I'm doing no longer works for me anymore, and that's kind of where I'm kind of like I guess because my job also too, I get a lot of set down time where I'm kind of able to think. So I'm thankful for that. I do get a little bit of thinking time because when I'm home, it's daddy mode, hubby mode, all that shit or whatever. So I don't really get that. So I just really been sitting back and I'm like been beating myself up. I'm not gonna lie, definitely been kind of checking myself and doing reality checks and all that. And I'm like, I am the problem. Now, don't get me wrong, the world and everything that's going on in the world does plays a major part.
That's a huge part. We're all affected.
I do, yeah, and I'm definitely affected. I'm affected, guys.
All of us are.
But I do also play a part in certain stressors in my life and that I'm trying to get in control. I always preach about therapy, so I'm looking into that, y'all. Speaking to somebody for that outlet.
Yes.
I've also been connecting even more with my prayers, my manifestation, and I even stress over the things that I procrastinate about. That's another thing too. I struggle with procrastination, and then I'm also very, very impulsive, and I'll make decisions and do things off of a moment, and then after that's over, it's like now I'm stressing myself back out all over again because I didn't have to do that. That was okay. You know what I'm saying? Like just certain stuff like that, guys, and like health is a stressor. Finances, because I personally feel like, yeah, you can have a good job and stuff like that, but sometimes it's just not even never enough. You can make good money, but then you're looking at, the economy and the things that's going on. The money that you make now was top dollar 5-10 years ago. Now the money that you're making right now is not making sense.
It's like pennies.
It's not adding up to what's going on and with inflation. And government, politics, just all that stuff without not even attacking any of that.
Yes.
At the end of the day, we're all experiencing it some type of way. So for me, that's another stressful. My personal internal things that I need to work on is causing stress to me, and then also the things that are going on in the world.
Everybody's going through. We see everybody. Everybody's tired.
And you know what, guys? It's like I used to look at when I would get on social media and stuff like that or whatever, because me and my friends, we don't talk on the phone. I have one friend, which is Aster. We literally pretty much talk every day on the phone. And then my cousin brother, me and him pretty much talk on the phone every day. He can give me a break. And besides my mom, I talk to her every day, a couple times a day. But we all communicate through either text or videos on social media or on our DMs. That's how we all communicate with each other and still have a close-knit relationship. But what I have noticed lately is that conversations, even phone conversations, text messages, DMs, whatever, they have became a therapy session.
Damn, he said conversations have become therapy
Guys,
sessions.
they have became therapy sessions no more. They're
Damn.
no longer,
Damn.
and it's okay. Like we all can vent, like, yo, work was
Damn.
crazy, or I got this
That's
going on,
deep.
whatever. You know, those are normal conversations, but when you're really have to get on the phone with family or friends or whoever and or
Damn.
text or whatever, and it's just like you're encouraging them to get through another day or
Mhm.
talking them out of a
Mhm.
situation or trying to make sense of their thoughts or their emotions. It's like the phone conversation. I remember getting on the phone or a text message, we cutting up laughing, or
Yes.
even,
Yes.
little gossip here and there, or whatever the case may be. But now it is so serious, man. And it's just like the times have really did a number on us. I don't know if y'all can agree with me on that or feel me on that, but I'm telling you guys, literally the past couple months, I've definitely felt the noise of the conversations that I used to have with my friends and family. It's no longer, it's like you dread answering the phone. Or if you get a text message, every time I wake up, or somebody had died, or something, or the deaths, or something is always going on. It's like, can we just have a day there's no deaths, or there's good news, or it's just like, geez, Moniz, man. And we tried. And what I will say is the people that are in my life are some of the, and that's why they're in my life, because they're some of the strongest human beings that I've ever ran across.
Yes.
They feed me, I feed them. We pour into one another. We understand one another. We make sense of each other, even through our chaos and when we're not being realistic, whatever. But the people I have in my life, I'm so grateful, and I thank God for them, and I pray that He continues to keep them and bless them.
Yes.
But it has changed, man. It's just changed. It changed.
I wanted to ask you personally, do you think, have you seen a change? And this is honest. Have you seen, the young girl to the woman I was to how I am now? Have you seen, you can be honest with the
Absolutely,
circle talkers.
yeah.
You've seen a change in me.
Yeah, I do. I do. I really do.
But the stress.
The stress, I feel like it's definitely taken a toll on your energy and your spirit. It really has. It has. I will say this, it has made you stronger. It's also made you open-minded also to a lot of things, also to where you're kind of navigating differently in your life now to kind of make sense of the things that used to make sense to you that no longer make sense, and now you're making sense of it and trying to navigate it all or whatever. So I'll still give you that. You're still one of the strongest people I know also too. But life, I can tell life has taken a toll on you, and I think you probably feel the same way about me as we spoke. That the things that are currently going on in our current events right now has definitely took a toll on the personalities and the energies and the spirits that we all used to have at one point. Right before I got off of work, I was talking to my boss and his wife, and they were talking about how they're going to go out tomorrow, and I'm gonna actually go to work tomorrow to help out or whatever. And they were saying, if there's carrying on or certain things are going on, or we're leaving, we just don't have the energy, the time for bad energy, nastiness. And I said, that's funny. I said, because y'all are in y'all 50s are saying that. And I said, me and my friends, we're in our late 30s and early 40s. And all of us are like, when we going somewhere, who's going to be there? And we have to drive around 1,000 times to find a parking spot. We're going home. We're tired by 9 o'clock. We the craziness, the carrying on, the nastiness, we don't have time for that. It's like when we step out, we're hoping for a good time and positive vibes and people having a good time.
Right,
people
we're living through
nice.
Stressful times.
And it's
true.
sad that you have to prep yourself before you go anywhere or do anything now, because you're so quick to get, because home has become the safe place for all of us now. It's mine too. It's like place. Right after we're done recording this, I can't wait to get home. Even though your home is safe, it's like I just can't wait to get back into my space, because I just it's like stepping away from everything and everybody. But that's I see it, and it's not you. It's a lot of my friends in my family right now. Their deal. It's not the worst, and I thank God for that, because I pray for all of us. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. and some of it's not even okay. And so that also drains me because I have always been a worrier my whole entire
Me
life.
too.
I've always
And
been
still
Mr.
worrying.
Fix It.
Me
I've
too.
always been Mr. Solve It,
Yep.
Mr. Figure It Out,
Yep.
Mr.
Yep.
Positive. And now with my own personal stuff,
Yes.
I can't even offer that space that I used to have for everybody. And that bothers me. Like, I was driving home last week from a get together with a couple of my friends, and I felt so drained and sad that it broke me down driving home because I was just like, even when we're watching movies and eating, just chilling in the house, we be laughing, cutting up, just a good vibe and good time. Our vibes were good, but it was like a sad energy, and it bothered me because I know they were going through stuff.
You could tell them who
But
it was.
It was you and your sister.
Yeah,
But
it was us. It was me and my sister.
We didn't talk about what was deeply going. Like me and you talk every day, so I know. But as a group, I felt like when we come together, it's like we uplifting each other, and I felt like all of us couldn't even do that for each other because we all were so drained. But we were just happy to be together. But our energies weren't high like they normally are because we know how to turn a lemon into lemonade. We always know how to turn, have a good time and enjoying each other's company. We still enjoyed each other's company, being together, but it was just like we were just all so drained and tired. And you could tell that life was kicking our ass. Life is kicking all of our asses right now that we couldn't really even cut up like we used to. Like we had our grown conversations, talked about life and stuff, but we also sat quiet also too a lot.
When we watched an emotional movie,
and then we watched an emotional movie. It was raining outside.
My sister and I were crying.
It was gray outside, so it was like
cry on movies.
Yeah, it was that played a part too. But I know these girls so well, so when they're going through something, I feel it, and they are the same way with me. It's just a connection. We've been so tight for 30 years this year. 2026 to 1996 has been 30 years. So we know each other. I'm 38, so that says a lot. And it just felt it made me emotional. But then I was also thankful, and I said to them, I said to Aster, and I text her. I said, I also felt good that we all still have this connection when we get together still after all these years that
it's like that feeling, like the
back
in the day feeling.
It still feels like we're 16, like we're still kids, like we're excited to get together. And there's a lot of friend groups that are not like that anymore. So we're excited to meet up. You know what I mean? So
because it's been a while, y'all. It's been a few weeks.
Life is because we normally get together a couple times out the month, at most twice a month.
At least twice.
So like we said, y'all, me and Aster didn't record the podcast. It's really, it's been a toll on us. We all just been trying to navigate this thing called life. And how do you say it? This new whatever's going on right now. The new norm. There you go. The new norm
with this new world.
Yeah, man. And
with this new world, y'all.
That's just kind of what's been going on.
Yeah, that's what's going. We wanted to be real with y'all. We wanted to keep it real. Like I said, y'all don't know me, so I could tell y'all how I feel without y'all being judged. And this is my safe space too. And I told y'all that before in the first episode of Sofa Talk, or the introduction of Sofa Talk. This is my safe space, and I love that I can vent and talk to you all too. Keep it real with y'all. That's what we do here.
We try to have real conversations, real life stuff. Like, and you guys can message us or whatever, and put your inputs on. Let us know, what you think. Was the topic off? Did we go too far? Or whatever. Say what you have to say if you felt connected, or you feel that you need a little bit more, or whatever. Please voice your opinion, because we're here to make, to be real with y'all about everyday stuff, and to allow people, even though you guys are not here physically, but to feel like you're sitting on the sofa with us and having this conversation
and listen to our words.
Yeah,
that's very important.
And remember, like, y'all not alone, because everybody's feeling defeated. Everybody's going through something. It may not be money. It could be different things.
But it's still their stress. It's still their stress.
It's still stress. And don't downplay your life, what you're going through. Don't have to prove nothing. You don't have to sugarcoat shit. this is what everybody's dealing with. And if things are going good, hell yeah, kudos. I'm happy for you. That too.
If y'all going, that's good.
If shit's going good and you
if y'all,
ain't nothing wrong with that too. We happy for you because we trying to get back to that. So I'm for all that too. But just saying on this topic, y'all, this is hitting us. It's hitting us.
It's hitting us.
We just wanted to be real and allow people to know, like, hey, these people on the podcast and they talking about some real shit that they're dealing with. So, we're trying to get it together and figure it out just like everyone else is. So we just wanted y'all to really be able to tap into a real deep conversation on some real life shit because the people are stressed. I see it. I hear it every day. So, it's just allow y'all like, hey, y'all not alone. Everybody's pushing through, keep on pushing. And that's just where we at with that.
I'm going to mention right now. So usually each of us has a micro stressor and a macro stressor. So a micro stressor in my case would be, something small. My kitchen counter is cluttered with, guess what, y'all? A bunch of bills. Make a joke out of it, y'all. We have to laugh at it. My office space, my home office space, is cluttered with a bunch of business stuff. It's cluttered with Post-it notes. I'm working on some future business endeavors or projects, I should say. I got papers and everything everywhere, working on everything. Y'all, that is my micro stressor, is hoarding and having things in clutter. I'm not too much. I've worked on my hoarding and stuff, but I always feel like if I throw something out, I'm going to end up needing it. So I kind of like hold it on for keepsakes. But I do the same thing. You do the same thing too. Like some of the bills, I'm like, oh my gosh, I threw that bill out, but I'm going to need it because I have to refer back to it. So I'm working on that. I'm going to have to see if there's a community free shred event because I got papers galore. I got things in plastic bags I need to get rid of and dispose. But I got to go through these bills. And that might be me avoiding the stress of the bills, not looking at them. I mean, they're getting paid. I know when the things are going to get disconnected or whatever, but I think it's just like when I see the bill from the mail, I'm throwing it on the counter. I'll get to it. I'm throwing that shit on the counter. The shit's piling up. I got old bills that I paid off already, so that's my thing. I think I'm just getting tired, y'all. Like I said, these bills are getting on my nerves. They are getting on my nerves, but they will never go away. A macro stressor would be the larger part, I would say. My finances and my business. My business is my career, not me working for nobody. That, and I got other projects I want to do that could create passive income for me. So definitely that's a big stressor because like I said earlier before, like I feel like I get, moving forward, push forward to get pulled back. And sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I lost train of thought. But that pushes me back and I feel like I can't get ahead. I'm chasing dollars. I'm chasing money, trying to make it. And I just can't get ahead to do what I got to do, what I know I got to do. So I could be my own worst enemy too with that. But it's like, what do you do when you're trying to make it, when you're in survivor mode and just trying to get by through the day, through the week? It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot, but I'm hanging in there. I'm trying and I'm trying. I'm trying. It's
That's
hard.
all you can do. Just keep pushing. Keep trying. So. Don't give up.
But you know what? I was talking to my sister about this and I was saying, because I was always a person that was hopeful and always being optimistic, but I found myself now being like in the middle, like just expecting for the worst, but hoping for the best, like that kind of thing.
That's how I am.
Like, I can't even be happy anymore.
But it keeps me stable too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps me stable. I do think like that. But it does. I can't even get my hopes up high.
Yeah. Every time I do, it does not go my way.
If something goes my way, I'm like, okay, cool. And if it don't, I'm like, all right, cool too. You know?
Yes.
You shouldn't have to be like that way, but
that's the stress and things I've been. It's happening now, so it's like, damn. Just to keep my sanity and my peace of mind, I guess. But that's not, y'all. I don't know. Yeah. You have any micro, small stressors, or macro, the bigger ones?
I don't, you know what? Stress is stress for me. I don't have one bigger or smaller. If something stresses me, it stresses me. So I can't even say that. But what I will, I don't even know if I can say that, but if I'm stressed, okay, I can deal with when I'm stressed. But there's things that will irritate. Like, so say if I'm stressed out, right? I'm dealing with stuff. I come home and my house is out of order, or my kids is acting crazy, or if I get on the highway and get to come home from work and there's traffic.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that's gonna add more fuel to my stress, something like that. But I really don't have them categories. Something make me stress. It is either one's not bigger or smaller, because at point blank period, I'm fucking stressed. So I can't.
Stress isn't.
It's stress is stress, man. So it is what it is when it comes to that one. I can't even say which one's greater or lesser than it just be what it is. But I know what they are. I'm just trying. I think the part that stresses me out even more is trying to figure out how to get the time and the energy to fix the things that are stressing me. That's the part that kind of maybe escalates my stress, if I'm saying it properly. Because it's like it's like, like say you got notes and you write down stuff,
I
or you
take
have
my
it in your
notes.
phone or
Love
whatever.
my
You like,
notes.
this is what I gotta do. These are the things I gotta work on, or future plans or goals and stuff. But you're not seeing the light at the tunnel because maybe you haven't started yet, or you're procrastinating.
Yes,
And all that stuff like that. Like I have a goal for like 2027, and it's kind of like stressing me a little bit because I'm not sure yet. And then I keep on playing, well, I got time for, before 2027, but I'm like, shit, we're halfway through 26 already.
I know.
So it's like, I'm just trying to get stuff in order, be a good dad, be a good fiance, be a good son, be a good friend, be a good brother, all those things, be good to me, because if I'm not any good, none of those other things are not going to make sense in my life. So I'm stressing to get me SeVen on track in order. And then I definitely can be the best version of myself. And some of it's going to take time, and some of it could be really a walk in the park. But like you said, I think I'm my worst enemy when it comes to these types of things that could potentially better me and put me in better positions, mentally and emotionally and even financially.
Yes.
I'm just trying to find some balance, because right now, Sofa Talkers, my life is not balanced. It's not bad. It's not crazy. Things are okay. I'm not going to even try to, downplay or act as everything's good or everything's bad. It's okay. But things could also get better if I took the initiative and work on the small things, because small things can also eventually turn into big things. And so I just have to get things in track. I need to create some type of balance in my life, balance out my hours in the days during the week, my time at work, after work, turn work off, get into daddy mode, school, work, create balances in my relationship, my family, my friends. I want all that to be just a smooth sail, and still be able to have time for myself and be able to tap in with myself and all of that.
You know what? Can I add on to that? Because you're talking
Yeah.
about balance, and I agree with that. I was gonna say that I feel that at times, because I'm a woman who has a lot of plans and I dream and think big, so I put a lot on me. But I think what's going on with me and stressing me out is I'm becoming overwhelmed because I'm putting a lot on my plate, and maybe I need to work on things or compartmentalize it one thing at a time.
My homegirl in Texas told me, I was telling her about certain stuff, and we was talking about something, and I was telling, I lately I've been doing deadlines on ages and stuff like that. And she said, you got to stop doing that. She said, you got to stop doing it. But I said, if I don't manifest, if I don't put things in order, time's going to pass by, and I haven't got certain things done or accomplished yet. So I have to, I'm more of a visual person. And so it's like I have to put it in my head, in my mind, and keep it there, because if I don't keep reminding myself, if I don't keep thinking about the things then I'm going to get sidetracked. I'm easily sidetracked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to work on that. But she told me, she was like, one thing at a time, and don't put those deadlines on yourself because it causes more stress and more worry.
Mm-hmm.
She told me that, but I'm like, if
It's
I
true.
don't,
That is true. You be damn
then
if you do, damn if you don't.
exactly.
That's true.
So that
It's
also
life.
kind of ties in
That's
with
kinda true.
balance,
That's
kind of just
true.
making sense out, maybe having a plan and just taking small footsteps, or just taking the steps and just not just jumping into everything that I need to do or want to do, just one thing at a time,
Mm-hmm.
plan accordingly. You know, recently I got a blackboard calendar in my room and I have things written out on it,
Oh, that's
on
good when you
dates and stuff.
visually see it.
And so
Yeah.
now I'm able,
You
instead of
see
just
it. Yep.
wrecking my brain daily and then be like, oh, I should,
Mm-hmm.
or the day passed, and you know, so now I'm starting to get more organized with my thoughts, my plans, and my future, so
That's
I
how it
can make
should be.
better sense so I don't get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what I'm personally, that's what I'm dealing with and going through and trying to get in order and then also navigate the new norm. I
The
refuse to
times that we're
give up.
living in.
I refuse to
Yes.
shut down. But I'm telling y'all, Soulful Talkers, man, I'm tired. I'm burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm burnt out. And I don't like it because that's not
That's not you.
me.
That's not me
And I'm
either.
still young. So to
Me
feel
too.
that way at this age is not
It's not
good.
good.
I know
It's
I
not
still have
good.
more work to do. And that's why I can't let the now get in the way of the future, because the future is brighter.
But you know, they say we have to live for the moment because we don't know if we have
That's
a future
also
or we
true
could be
too.
gone
But that
from this earth this very moment.
that also falls into place with balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just making sense of all of that and getting through the day, doing those things that you have to do that day. That's going to be productive. That's going to make you happy. That's going to work for you. Because tomorrow isn't promised.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to die unfulfilled or having unaccomplished or anything like that. We talked about
that's my
that, you
biggest
know?
fear.
So while we're able to wake up every day and to
fear.
do those things or to work on those things, every day you're able to get up is another chance for you to do something.
Yes.
So why not take advantage of that?
Yes,
you know?
Yes to that. Ooh, y'all, hold on, y'all. Give us a little time. We're giving all of us to you today. Let's go on to the next thing, y'all. I won't keep y'all too long. So there's modern stressors, like the why are we like this? So we we talked about this in a previous episode on the podcast with the new thing with the soft life, and then we got versus the hustle. Is the soft life aesthetic realistic? Or is it just causing more stress because we can't afford to just lounge in a silk robes all day? Y'all, I told y'all I was trying to live the soft life. I told y'all that a few weeks ago or months ago on the podcast. What I tell y'all, I'm trying to be in my soft girl era. I told y'all that.
I personally don't think being in your soft girl era makes you lazy, or not that you don't want to do anything. It's like you just want to live without the burden
and about the stress,
and the
right?
stress.
Just
that's all. Where kind of like everything's just flowing, carefree,
yes.
and everything's okay. I look at soft, when you say soft life, that's how I kind of look at it personally.
So, okay, but then again, some of us are not fortunate at the moment. I'm gonna get there. We have to hustle hard.
I'm in hustle. I'm in hustle
mode.
mode. I'm in hustle mode.
I'm in survivor mode.
I'm in hustle mode and preparation season.
You're in hustle mode and preparation season. I'm trying to get to the soft life era. Eventually, I'm hoping soon I can get to that era. But I think even if I get to that era, I'm still gonna be hustling, working hard to get to that. That's still gonna be part of me.
That's something I think about too, because I always feel like once I get to one place, I'm gonna want to go to the next
one. Like I got ideas on my ass right now, y'all.
But like I always say, I'm big on work smart, not hard.
Okay, work smart.
So that's the thing. If you doing your thing and it's not killing you or draining you, keep on going. But once it gets to a point where it's taken from you, it's taking your energy, it's taking your spirit, it's draining your health, it's aging you. That's when you have to really tap in and see what's worth it, what's not, and what changes you have to make also too. Because you don't want to go 5, 10, 15, 20 years of just busting your ass and then nothing hasn't come. Like, because like we said, tomorrow's not
it's not promised.
So it's right, like, and it goes back to that every day you wake up. It's like, you know, it's kind of like an oxymoron, if that's how you say it, kind of a little bit contradictory also too, because it's like, well, if I don't keep pushing, then I'm not going to know what's going to happen. But you also got to know your limits. You got to also know, like, you know what, this ain't working, so I need to reevaluate. And some people get carried away with it. I'm just going to keep on going, and it's killing them. So it all aligns in together with the balance and all of that, the stressors and all that. It just, what we have to do as people is pretty much just make sense of the things that we're doing or that we want to do.
So, can I ask you something? Because I see what you're saying, but with the soft life, I want to go back to that. Is that what content creators are doing with the women that are showing their lives, where they're making their coffees, their teas, they're doing their little facial treatments?
Not a lot of them are. They're also in hustle mode, because some of them content creators are on every second, every minute, every hour.
So they're not living the soft life because they're trying to hustle to get to that life.
Because they're trying to hustle to get to that. So they're showing what they're doing, how they're making it happen, nice. How they're doing it. It looks nice.
It looks to be on vacations and all that.
They're pushing it. They're hustling.
So they're not really in that era because they're hustling out to get to, or are they pretending to be that?
Rick Ross said this: when a person's in there, I'll say soft era since we're on that topic, but he used a different term for it. When a person's in their soft era or their whatever at that moment, you ain't gonna see it. You don't have to see it. It doesn't have to be broadcast.
Oh, so it don't have to be on display.
It doesn't have to be on display. So a lot of people are showing you their grind and what they're doing and the hustle and stuff like that. When people got their feet up and stuff like that, they're not always showing that because they prove their point. I worked my way, now I'm chilling.
I'm behind the scenes.
I'm behind the scenes. I ain't got nothing to prove right now. I'm on my shit.
Because we see the people talk about it and they show it.
But then you do got some that, it paid off. I'm doing this and doing that. But then you have some people don't feel they need to say.
I didn't know that.
Either. Rick Ross said that.
Okay, Rick, shout out to you for the gems. Thank you for that.
Ross said that.
Okay, so when I get in my ear, I'm behind the scenes kind of woman anyway. So I'm not that kind of woman that got to put things on display. I don't have a social media.
You know what shows off my hard work is my kids, my kids' face, their smiles, pulling up in front of my home, getting into my car, or right now, but I want more than that. Knowing there's food in the fridge, there's lights on, the kids are happy and all that. But I'm also trying to get to the next part of it too, because it just doesn't stop there. Because if you constantly just focus on that, you will become consumed, and that's just going to be your life, and that's it. And if you want more from yourself, you also got to know how to navigate outside of that, also still keep all that intact also too.
Yes.
But it's like when you work into something, you have to see the bigger picture. You have to see the bigger picture. You have to see the downside of it all also too. You got to see the downside of it also too, and understand what's worth it and what's not worth it also too, because we're so quick to give up. One door shuts and that's it. That's the end of the world. You just have to make sense of those decisions and the things that you're doing in your life, because that will become another stressor. I think that's something that I have also learned with age and growth and just wisdom also too, and knowing that everything's not going to come to me when I want it to. Not everything's going to work out. Everything that I plan is not going to always, work out also too. But having backup plans, having an A, B, C, even maybe a D sometimes, and just kind of know what direction you're going into. And this is not about just money, jobs, and hustle and all that stuff like that. This could be your health. This could be family. This could be anything that you're dealing your job, whatever, anything that you're dealing with in your life. Just don't let one thing shut you down from where you're trying to get to in your life. And
I like that.
I've learned that, because you will sit around in disappointment. You got to think outside the box
and keep it moving.
I think that's another stressor, because a lot of people are one track minded. They only see just this one thing and nothing else. And when they don't see the vision, or especially if you don't got other people that see your vision or believe in you, that shit, it holds you back.
And it adds on to the stress.
It adds on to it, to the stress.
I want to say, I remember we're talking about the soft life versus the hustle. I want to get back to that, then we'll skip to the next one. I remember you told me about a story that went viral. I think it was on TikTok or one of those social media channels that you're on, about a young lady working hard 7 days a week and then end up dying in sleep. My sister said she heard about that too. That's sad. The hustle and bustle, the hustle and the bustle.
And that kind of just it just
that is stress and exhaustion.
It's stressing, and that's why I said
Not
back to
enough
what we were
money.
talking about.
Not enough money.
You got to work smart, not hard. You know, and that young lady, she was working. I'm not going to say she wasn't working smart, but she was definitely working hard, and it took a toll on her. And they said there was no health conditions or anything. Like, this young lady died from exhaustion. And that's serious.
And working all those hours, probably trying to be stressed out, paying them bills.
And 7 days a week.
So yeah.
You got to know when you got to throw the towel in and figure something else out. You got to, people.
But you know what? I had a coworker for my many jobs over 10 years ago. She mentioned, I'm not going to work no 2 jobs. No, that's what she said. I like how she said it. She said, my sister did it and she died, and her husband ended up moving on with another woman.
I remember
took the life insurance money and moved on with another woman. She said, I'm not working no 2 jobs. That might have been her wake up call and her lesson. I ain't doing it, she said. I'm not working 2 jobs. We have to do in this day and age now because
and I remember being younger and doing that 2 and 3 jobs, and now at this age, I'm like, how the hell could I even though it would be nice to have that extra income, I'm just like, how the hell now could I do it at this age versus back then when I really didn't have to, I just did. And now it's kind of like, whoa, like if I have to, I'm like, how the hell can I now? Like, you know,
it's a lot.
It's a lot, man. The times have changed.
It's a lot.
It's changed.
It's just a lot. We're going to the next one, y'all. Is it boundaries or being rude, or just being rude, I should say? So we're going to talk about the stress of text fatigue. SeVen had mentioned this earlier. Is it okay to leave people on red for 3 days for your mental health, or are we just losing communication skills?
I think
people are dealing with their own stresses.
People are dealing with
next stress is going through.
It's so much easier to send a text though. I don't like that.
You don't leave it on just red?
I don't do that. If I'm busy, like if you're busy or something like that, that's one thing. And then you'd be like, yeah, I was doing, like, because you'll respond like, yeah, I was working, or I was doing this or doing that or whatever. But to go somebody for a couple of days, like you could easily just say, yo, you know what, I'm going through something right now. I'm gonna hit you back, or I'm gonna get right back to you, whatever. But to go somebody and not say nothing, especially if you're close with a person like that, nah, I don't like that. And I'm glad none of my people that I fuck with don't operate like that, because I'm a communicator and I don't require much though. But far as a text can carry a one sentence in a text can carry a whole fucking conversation on the phone. Honestly, it's a big difference versus being on the phone and like, yeah, okay, all right, and then you get off versus like writing something in the text and it's like, okay, we had a full fucking conversation. So for somebody to ghost you for a couple of days, I don't know, call me selfish, and that's just my opinion or whatever. But if I know my people's is going, I'll say this: if my peoples are going through something, they're going to tell me, and then I'll know not to text or call or not to hear from them because I know them. They're not going to ghost me for 3-4 days.
Well, I know some people, when they're dealing with their own stress, they are refraining from using the phone.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know, that's a thing too.
There's nothing wrong with that. Not one bit. But if somebody texts you and you don't respond, I don't care.
Okay.
And that's why I said you could easily communicate that, like, yo, this and that, I'm gonna get back to you. Especially if it's not like nothing important or whatever. But if somebody's checking on you, check and say, hey, I'm just seeing how you doing. I haven't heard from you a couple of days, something like that. You'd be like, yeah, I'm dealing with some shit or whatever, but I'll call you on Wednesday, or I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow. Just something like that. And I'm like, okay. But if you just up and go somebody for a couple of days, they're gonna think something's wrong. And you don't also want to put people in a worry mode also too, like that.
And do you think they might think something's wrong with the friendship too?
That too. That's what I'm saying. You can easily jump to conclusions. Like, you know. So yeah, communication's key. But I definitely believe in, taking that time away from the phone. I had to do it the other day. I had to
I believe in that.
Tell somebody like, hey, like today is not the day. I believe it. But I'm gonna get back. But see, I responded.
Yes.
I said today's not the day, but I'm because the person called, and then I text them back like, my energy's off. Today's just not the day. I can't right now. I'm gonna get back to you, and I talk to that person later today, and it was no problem. I was like, all right,
okay,
cool.
Yep.
You
we
good?
Have to respect it.
Let me know if you need something. I'll holler at you, and just simple as that.
Yes,
it's communication.
Yes.
All right, y'all. On to the next. What do you actually do when the baseline of anxiety kicks in or your stressors kick in.
This is the SOFA certified coping mechanism. I'm sorry, let me repeat that, y'all. This is the SOFA certified coping mechanisms. That was a tongue twister.
Me,
Do you?
when my anxiety kicks in, which I really haven't dealt with in a long time, but when it has in the past,
your anxiety or stress?
and my well, I'll go with both. I'll elaborate on the anxiety. I didn't want to be alone because it scared me a little bit. Now, learning how to deal with it, later in age is like, okay, take the quiet time, take the breather, drink some water, quiet out or whatever, kind of tap in with myself and then come out of it. Even with depending on the stress and the stress levels, I know how to like just turn certain things off. It can be my kids or whatever, or my fiance or friends or whatever. I'll let them know and they'll just know how to deal with me accordingly. Like I'm going through right now, like I'm feeling a noise or whatever. And I'm can honestly say I'm pretty much supported when it comes to when I'm vocal about what's going on with me. And I'm thankful for that. And once again, I have that. The people that I have in my life always have that door open for me. So it's like a safe place. So even when I'm in the dark place or going through something, I have the safety net. So I'm appreciative of that. So it's not dark and lonely. It's really not, which also helps me navigate on to the next, because even some of them are going through stuff. They're still able to give positive reinforcement also too, and be graceful. So yeah, but I typically now, as I've gotten older, I take that time when when it's feeling rough, is to take in the quietness. If it's like a car ride, or if it's listening to some music, or just sit out on the deck by myself, or get home from work, tell my kids like, and my woman, like, give me a minute, let me quiet down, let me get it together real quick, and then I'll hop right back, because I
respect that.
I can't, when you have a family and all, you can't just shut everybody out. So still take that time for yourself. Even if you go in the bathroom, take a hot shower or a bath, and just lock the door, don't let nobody in, and you take that moment in just to woosah, whatever, or sit in your car after by yourself.
I do.
I do that.
I like to be in my car outside for a little.
Whatever, just certain things like those are the type of things that work for me during those moments.
Okay.
Yeah.
What works for me, how I handle it, what I find myself doing, I'm on prescription medication now for my mental health. I told y'all that a few months ago. I'm not going to sit here and show anything. That's helping me out a little bit. I'm going to say a little bit. I'm still trying to get adjusted and used to it, but it is, it's helping out in some way or the other. I have to get used to it. So I am on prescription medication for, again, my anxiety, to help me with my stress. What I also end up doing, I like to watch videos on YouTube. I'm a Tubi fanatic. Shout out to Tubi. I was about to say Ubi. Shout out to Tubi. I love watching Tubi to kind of decompress and just, because I don't live a drama life, so I like watching drama stuff. So that kind of helps me too with my stress and anxiety to take me out. And also, I shouldn't be watching, I think I told y'all this before, I shouldn't be watching horror movies. But I do, but it could add on the stress, because it's like, oh my God, that's scary. What's going to happen? But something with the thrill of watching that.
Horror movies, documentaries,
like crime shows,
all those.
Again, that could be stressful.
They kind of put me right into that relaxed mode.
Relaxed mode. It's like, okay. So that is my way I deal with it. I talk to my family. I talk to my friends. I told you all this before, that I'm the eldest child. So I was always the go-to person, happy-go-lucky person. The one like Mrs. Fix-It, like Seven said, Mr. Fix-It. I was Mrs. Fix-It. But what I became to do at the age of 40, or what I have gotten to do at the age of 40, I should say, I became more vocal with my loved ones. Okay.
Here.
I became more vocal. They're knowing now. Aster's going through things too.
Boundaries.
They've been respecting that. I'm so thankful for that. And I got my little baby sister who is a supporter of the show, who listens to the show.
Love her.
Shout out to you. I know you're hearing us. I noticed what she's been doing with her big sister. She's been checking on me. Okay? She's been checking on me, and she's been checking on me, making sure I'm good. I used to check on her a lot and make sure she's good. I still do to this day. She's a mom and stuff now. I check on her, and then I think it's sweet because she always checks on me, like, how are you doing? And I know she's
Mm-hmm.
going through things probably more than I am, but she always makes the effort to check
Beautiful.
on me. And I think because I was vocal about it, like I said, to my loved
Mm-hmm.
ones, my other sisters, my best friend, also my baby sisters, my best friend, my mom, my dad, they understand, what's going on now in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
I like what's going on, the boundaries and things, and it's respected. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, my feelings are taken into consideration now.
Absolutely.
So I think, yeah, when I turned 40, I needed that, and I need to discuss how I felt. Like,
I
I'm going
definitely
through
been
things
vocal
too.
about it.
Yeah, we have to
Still
be.
some struggles with my mom or whatever, because she's that black mother, and she's like, I'm your mother, and I need, what they say goes on, all
Uh-huh.
that. I need you now, but
Uh-huh.
she does. It's gotten so much better when it comes to the boundaries and the respect, and letting me, when I'm like, I need you to fall back
Yeah,
and
you
just let
have
me, you
to.
know what I
Mother or
mean?
not, you have
Mother or
to.
not.
You
And
have
so
to.
that's been
It's
a
gonna
lot
preserve your
better.
mental.
Yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
It's gonna, yep, it's a lot. It's a lot. I also play, like, I play music.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also tend to, because I have business endeavors I want. I have a business already. So if I have ideas or whatever, I write them out or I save them as drafts in my email for me to refer back to them. But again, like I told y'all, by me doing that, I think I'm piling more work for myself. And I think I'm going to cause more stress and overwhelm because
Mm-hmm.
I might feel like I can't get it accomplished or I'm all over the place. But I'm going to try to figure that out and work on that. I definitely think I need to definitely go for walks a little more now for
Same
fresh breath of
here.
air to help with the stress. I listen to music. I love music.
I think working out walks would definitely be the kicker for
My
me.
doctor
I
said it.
really
She
think so.
she said it. She said that's going to help tremendously,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't do it. I've been slacking.
Same here,
I need to eat
guys.
right.
And I'll keep on making
So
excuses and all
me too.
that. Mm-hmm.
I'm being honest. I'm being lazy. I'm being a big lazy ass.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
But I eventually want to do that. Like I said, music is therapeutic again. I
Love
listen to
it.
my music. Um, you know, yeah, I'm trying to figure out a way for the podcast topics to grow it. I enjoy doing this. I have a smile on my face right now as I'm speaking about it because this podcast just does something to me, and I know SeVen too.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels so good. I don't know. I love it. I love doing this, y'all. I
Mm-hmm.
love it. I love it. I love it. And I could talk to y'all and address things. I love it. Um, so I was gonna ask y'all, how do y'all handle y'all stress or anxiety? Do y'all blast music in the car? Do you go completely silent and play video games? Do you doom scroll? Do you scroll on your phone? For social, the ones that like social media
Mm-hmm.
and YouTube and all that other stuff. Do y'all scroll on the phone, looking up things to kind of distract you from your stress or get pleasure from watching certain things online or on social media? Do you all do that? Um, yeah, how do y'all handle it? We spoke on how we handle it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on my phone too. So
I'm
not
definitely
really
on.
also, yeah,
I'm on my
I'm on my phone.
phone, but what I've noticed, guys, with like the whole social media thing, because I used to love it. Now it's like, goodness gracious, everybody's saying the same thing, or everybody's. So
Yeah.
it's
It
also
can be
now it's
it can be
taken away
depressing.
from the excitement of getting on
Yep.
there, because now people are being vocal about what they're dealing with in
Yeah,
life.
the stress and shit.
So,
Mhm.
I can't really do that. But then it's also kind of like, what? It takes you out of the box of like, I'm not the only one that's dealing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
some people may be even in higher places, and they're still being vocal about what they're dealing with. So it also kind of gives you some insight, and also
Mhm.
kind of shines a light on like, what? It could also be worse, and it also can get better. So I appreciate that. But yeah, definitely on the phone, doing some squirreling.
Oh yeah, you love this
Cleaning. I
clean.
love to
You
clean.
deep cleans.
Deep clean. Getting in the car and blasting that music and just by
Mhm.
myself.
It's so
Yeah, they'll
playing that
definitely they'll
old soul
definitely
music.
it makes me feel good.
The
Definitely,
nostalgia, yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Make me feel good.
All right, y'all. So this is the sofa talk takeaway.
Mhm.
Sofa talkers. If you're currently overwhelmed and behind on your plans and goals, just like Aster and I also
Mhm.
said, please know you're doing just fine,
Mhm.
and you're not alone.
Mhm. Yeah. You're not
Please,
alone.
you really are not, figure it out. Take your time to figure things out. And everything doesn't happen overnight, but I feel like once you start to organize your mind, your body, and your spirit, things
Mhm.
will start to make sense in your life. But people, y'all have to take that time for yourself and kind of step. It's crazy to say, but you have to step
Mhm.
out of the reality a little bit and
Mhm.
kind of just tap in with yourself. I always say that tap in because it's serious. Like you
Mhm.
really have
Mhm.
to get in tune with yourself and
Mhm.
fully know yourself so you can know what you're doing and
Mhm.
how you're dealing with life, and and just make sense of everything that's going on, because we can easily get sidetracked with everything that's
Yes.
going on.
Yes.
But if you just behind on some stuff and unorganized or not, maybe not motivated the way you need to be and all that stuff
Mhm.
like that, take that time and figure it out. Create some type of boundary for yourself, create something for yourself that's going to put you where you need to be at, get you
Mhm.
back on track with your life. It takes everything takes time or whatever, but even that's like writing little notes on stickies or reminders, manifesting, talking to yourself. If you're spiritual, whatever you believe in, or your higher power is praying,
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
connecting, therapy, connecting with good energy people, good
Mhm.
spirited people, stuff like that. You know, tap into all those. If you have these types of things around you, or you're fully capable of working on the things that you're dealing with in your life, please tap into it and get to it, honestly, because life is short. Tomorrow's not promised.
Mhm.
And
Right
I'm
now it's
just
not
I'm just big
promised.
on, everybody living their best life and be happy.
Mhm.
And yeah, we ain't got no choice. The people before us, the generations before us, the generations before them,
Mhm.
they had to adjust, and we're all going to have to do the
This
same
is hard
too.
though, but
But it's hard.
it's
It's hard.
hard. It's
But
hard.
keep, I'm going to say it, keep pushing, keep your head up,
Mhm.
know who you are, know your worth, know where you're going, and know where you're coming from. And find some balance and peace and love and insight in your life.
Mhm.
And it'll all come together. But take one step at a time, take it one day at a time. But take that time for yourself, Sofa Talkers. Like really take that
Mhm.
time for yourself to get you on track.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. So that's the end of this pod for today. I want to thank everyone for following us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. um Tell the people who don't follow us to follow us,
Mhm.
friends, family, whoever, co-workers,
Mhm.
if you
Mhm.
enjoy,
Associates.
associates, if y'all guys enjoy Sofa Talk, please tap in with us, and tell them where they can find us at. um if you got any suggestions or ideas
Hell
or
yeah.
topics you want to talk about, please reach out.
If y'all have any, especially with this topic today, if y'all have any ideas like on, for Seven and I, or for the public in general,
Yeah,
the sofa talkers that are listening, stress, let us know
yeah.
what could be better coping mechanisms
Or
or
any of our past topics we had
holistic
before.
approaches.
Anything,
Yeah,
like,
that
if
too.
y'all had questions, or like maybe you missed the episode and now you might be catching up, talk
Mhm.
about it, and or
Mhm.
hit
It's
us up,
there. It's there.
and we'll definitely
It's
get back to
archived.
y'all. Definitely.
Definitely. We appreciate y'all so much.
We really do.
We do. And I'm gonna conclude like I usually do. Y'all might know this by heart now, what I be saying at the end. We also have our own website now. You can go to sofatalk.com, SOFATAWK.com. Thank you for listening to our episode, Sofa Sessions Stress Edition. Are you facing a dilemma or issue and you need advice from Seven and I? Feel free to write to the Dear Sofa Talk letter at Sofa Talk, that's SOFATAWK, at gmail.com, and we can see how we can help you. Our next episode title, Real Talk, the Father Edition. Next month for June is Father's Day. We're going to be going in on this topic a little bit. Not even a little bit, a lot, I should say. That will air on Saturday, June 27th. Please subscribe, like, follow, share, comment, or leave a review wherever you are listening. Also, go on our website. We have that voicemail feature if you want to do the voicemail feature on that on our website. Want to throw that in there too. If you don't like typing, whatever. If you want to talk, we have a voicemail feature on our website. um, we're available on multiple podcast directories. Remember, the talk will have you talking on the sofa. Goodbye. Until next time.